This remarkable woman witnessed a number of historical moments: the monarchy in Iran, the reign of the Romanovs in Russia, the Russian Revolution of 1917, the First and Second World Wars, and each of these periods left a mark on her life path. Princess Mehpara was of the Qajar line, a powerful dynasty founded by Agha Muhammad Khan, who unified Iran and established Tehran as the new capital. The son of Abbas Mirza, the Persian heir to the throne, Bahman Mirza was her grandfather. Her father, Haydar Gulu Khan, underwent military training in St. Petersburg and then served in the Tsar's Guard. Haydar Gulu Mirza had 5 children, daughters Irina, Rahima, and Mehpara, as well as sons Abbas Mirza and Ahmed Mirza. The princess spent her childhood and adolescence in St. Petersburg, where she graduated from a ladies' college. Apart from her native language, she spoke fluent Russian, German, French, and Farsi, studied music, and played the piano beautifully. In short, she was a modern young lady well ahead of her time. Mohammad Taghi-Zadeh, one of the most influential and rich businessmen of the time, fell in love with Mehpara. He traded in precious stones, carpets, and fabrics. The princess's mother, Izzat Hanum, who considered this union unequal, told the matchmakers, "Our daughter is a girl with a new vision. She's used to a modern lifestyle and must continue it after the wedding." Subsequently, Haydar Gulu Khan was able to obtain his wife's consent to their daughter's marriage. But before agreeing, she stipulated a number of conditions. The list of her requirements included the purchase of a mansion in Tiflis, a summer country house in Georgia, and a large house in Qarabakh. Mohammad Taghi-Zadeh joyfully accepted and fulfilled all these conditions. And in 1911, he and Mehpara were married. For some time, the couple lived in Qarabakh with Muhammad's parents, where Mehpara took care of the education of her husband's siblings. Then, they moved to Tiflis. On the 23rd of January, 1912, their first child, Murad, was born. Sons, Maqsood and Mansour, were born later in Qarabakh. Interestingly, the names of all of the men in the family began with the letter M, and their family monogram was MT. The couple led a socialite lifestyle in Tiflis, attended theatrical and operatic events, met with friends, and arranged gatherings in Café Chantant. The children were raised by a German au pair. At the age of 5, the eldest son, Murad, enrolled in the German Lyceum in Tiflis. But life was no longer the same. The 1917 revolution broke out, and the Tsarist regime collapsed. In 1921, when the Georgian communists approached the outskirts of Tiflis, the Taghi-Zadeh family hastily left the city and fled to Trabzon via Batumi. The communists confiscated all their property in Azerbaijan and Georgia. For some time, they lived in Turkey, and then when the situation in Georgia stabilized, they returned to Tiflis. After a while, Mohammed and Mehpara moved to Baku, where Mohammed became engaged in trade between Istanbul, the Caucasus, and London. The boys continued their studies at a German school in Tiflis. Until 1925, the family had Iranian passports. When the Pahlavi dynasty came to power in Iran, they acquired Turkish citizenship. In 1929, the family moved to Germany and settled in Berlin. Princess Mehpara was known there as an active public figure, leading organizational activities among the Turkish and Azerbaijani diaspora. In 1931, she founded the Berlin Turkish Women's Club. In addition, she was an honorary member and chairwoman of the Berlin Society for Science and Arts, the Eastern Islamic Society, the East Asian Society, and the Berlin Islamic Society. For her active work, including philanthropy, she was awarded the Red Cross Order of Merit. Mehpara Tagizadeh was constantly in the spotlight of the highest circles, participated in all official events, and was mentioned in the diplomatic bulletin as the only princess from the Qajar dynasty residing in Germany. In 1936, upon receiving identity cards, they learned that they no longer could be called Tagizadeh. The matter was decided in Istanbul, as they were Turkish citizens. The new law required the denouncement of any surname indicating Persian roots. As a result, they were forced to change their surname to Tagi. This is how this surname became consolidated in the family. The word princess had been omitted in Mehpara's passport, although the patronymic column used to read Prince Haydargulu Mirza. Although all her official Berlin documents bore the Qajar's family coat of arms, she neither disputed the changes nor tried to prove her ancestry, of which everyone was aware anyway. During and after World War II, many events took place in the princess's house with the financial support of her husband. High-ranking German generals and diplomats were invited there. Turkish diplomats Kemalettin Sami Pasha and Husrev Gerede, as well as representatives of the Iranian embassy, attended the soirees at the princess's house. One of the latest prime ministers of the government of the Pahlavi dynasty, Ali Amini, always visited Mehpara during his trips to Berlin, inviting her out for cocktails and greatly appreciated her opinion. Mehpara was known for her generosity and kindness, gathering many people around her. She helped her compatriots as best she could. She was constantly invited to mark various national and religious celebrations, and she willingly accepted those invitations. What was the fate of Mehpara's older sisters? Her sister, Riana, the wife of Turkestan Han, had no children. Another sister, Rahima, married into the Baldal Beyli family. She had 6 children. The names of her sons, Afrasiab and Shamsi, the father of Farhad Badal Beyli, are known to the entire country. Princess Mehpara died on the 4th of July, 1989, and was buried in the Turkish cemetery in Berlin, the very one for the protection and maintenance of which she had allocated funds during her lifetime. On the occasion of her death, an obituary was printed in German newspapers where her ancestral lineage and all of their merits were listed. Among other things, she was named there as a wife, mother, mother-in-law, and grandmother. Princess Mehpara made a bequest to keep the apartment in Berlin intact, as well as valuables and personal belongings, including photo albums. But the most important thing that she left behind was a good, honorable name and fond memories.